Good afternoon. My name is Special Serrano. Welcome. This brief is going to be unclassified. We will be going over leadership styles. Next slide, please. Throughout this course, we will be going over the 6 leadership styles: authoritative, affiliative, democratic, coaching, pace setting, and coercive. Throughout this lesson, I will be giving examples, definitions of all these leadership styles, when and how to use them. And then you as a leader will be able to decide how to use it on day-to-day operations with your soldiers. At the end of this lesson, at the conclusion, I will recap on the lesson and perform a check on learning. After that, if you have any additional questions, please let me know. Next slide, please. So during my briefing, I will discuss the 6 styles of leadership. I will refer to TC 7-22.7. We will learn to recognize all the leadership styles. By the end of this lesson, you will understand which style of leadership best suits you. And depending on the situation, again, I refer to TC 7-22.7. You will find all your exact word-by-word definitions. Next slide. So the first 2 are authoritative and affiliative. We're going to start off with authoritative. Authoritative mobilize people towards a common vision. That's the leader's job to do. A good quote would be, "Come with me." The leader would tell them, "Come with me." It is more as leader to lead by example and from the front. The leader will be enthusiastic to get the people to work towards a common goal. The leader's focus is the followers' ownership, and to help the followers buy into the vision. If the followers see that the leader is motivated and they see that he is working towards that common goal, that creates a sense of camaraderie, and they will be more motivated to join his cause. It is a style that is noted for very effective communication skills. This leadership style cannot be done without you communicating with your soldiers. The next one will be affiliative. It is a style that creates harmony, emotional bonds, trust and honesty, and teamwork within the organization. A good quote to use is, "People come first." As a leader, your soldiers will always come first. With this leadership style, followers are given the freedom to do their jobs and flexibility, and always enhanced by this cycle. That means the leader will back up, let the followers fail, let them take their own steps on how they want to solve the problem. Go ahead. The next 2 will be democratic and coaching. We're going to start off with democratic style. It builds a consensus through majority. Just like the word democratic, the majority rules. So the leader would always be looking for the majority opinion. If there's a mission, he's going to go to them and say, "Hey guys, how do you think we should do this? How do you think we should roll out? Which equipment do we need?" And that way he's going to allow his soldiers, his followers, to give more input, and he's going to base his decision off of that input. As mentioned, it will be a lot of open dialogue, effective listening, those leadership skills from the leader. But there will also be frustration from the for some team members, because some team members, they prefer that singular voice that gives that mission or the way to do things, instead of having to take the time out of the day to every time for every single simple thing to have to take a vote. The next one will be coaching. Coaching develops people for the future. A good quote is try this. You're always gonna, as a leader, you're always gonna wanna get your soldiers to try new things, to expand on their careers. It focuses more on personnel than the actual mission at hand. As a leader, he's going to be more worried about his soldiers getting promotion points or getting their PT up, those individual things that in turn will end up helping the actual mission and the organization at the end of the day. It is the least used style because for that, to give your soldiers that time to that time of day. A lot of leaders don't have the time. Sergeants and above are always busy with last minute tasks, missions, developing other soldiers. This is more of an individual one-on-one type of thing with the leader. Next slide, please. The next two leadership styles will be pace setting and coercive. The first four are well known and known to be very effective in developing a soldier and leadership bonds. These last two are viewed as negativity. Not to say that they're not ever going to be used or they're always going to be wrong, but after I explain, you're going to see why they can be viewed that way. So the first one we're going to start with is pace setting. Pace setting sets up very high standards. So if the NCO, for example, has a 300 on a PT test, he's going to expect that all his soldiers have a 300 PT test. And sometimes that's unattainable. It sets an impossible standard for his soldiers, and that can be demoralizing. A good quote would be, as a leader in that situation, would say, do as I do. Basically, if I can do it, why can't my soldiers do it? But sometimes it's just not attainable. It's just, if it was that easy, everybody would have a 300 on PT test. Everybody would be an expert in shooting, etc. And good qualities of those leaders is that they're a workaholic. They're usually good role models themselves, but they don't have those leadership capabilities to build up his guys. He just wants them to automatically just know it all and be there with him, be at his standard. These type of leaders, they typically believe that developing a soldier, kind of like coaching, would be a waste of time. They think soldiers should just be basically developing themselves. Another value of pace setting is they're effective at gaining short-term followers, compliance, but generally negative long-term consequences. So say it's a very the best way I could put it is very fast-paced. You're always at a high standard, and that's good, but they never ease up. Sometimes it's good to back off your soldiers, let them take some time to reflect on the mission, instead of always like, hey, we just got back from mission, let's start working on the next one. Next slide, please. So in the conclusion, we're going to go again through all these, and you will determine which one is best for you in which situations. So these leadership styles were developed by Dr. Goldman. They're not recognized by the Army, but they are very important to know as a leader. So again, the first one would be authoritative. Again, just being very direct with your soldiers. Affiliative. Democratic, pace setting, coaching, and coercive. So again, the first these are split into two major groups. The first four will be authoritative, affiliative, democratic, and pace setting. Those are the ones that people for the majority see as the positive outcomes in order to develop your soldiers. And the last two styles of leadership are coaching and coercive. Those will again be looked as negative because sometimes you can be too hard on your soldiers. The standard's too high. You expect them to know everything instead of taking that time to develop your soldiers. Next slide, please. Any questions?
So I have a question. So in your opinion, what would you say is the best leadership style?
I would say actually I would say coaching, because I see coaching as mentor, and I've had many mentors in my military career, and they've always allowed me to fail. I'm not the type of person that likes for people to hold my hand on everything I do. I like them to give me the mission, give me what I need to do, and see if I can figure it out. And if not, I'm not scared to ask for help either, and they're always going to be there to help. That's Coaching is a great quality as a leader. Go ahead with the next question, please.
So going off of that, so if coaching is the best leadership quality in your opinion, what is the worst leadership style in your opinion?
I would say with coercive, because you're not taking the time to be with your soldiers and actually build those emotional bonds, and soldiers are going to look at that and they're always going to be lacking morale. They're going to feel like you don't care about them, and they're going to feel like they're always at a unbelievable standard that they have to live up, not only for the Army but additionally for your standards. Next slide. Okay, well, that has been my brief for today. Thank you for attending, and thank you.